button, see what happens here. Oh, how are y'all doing? How's the harping? We were live earlier a little bit. We were cleaning some more Chang together. What harps are you into? What harps are you playing? How's the weather out yonder? I know some of the subscribers way up north in Alaska have been getting lots of earthquakes. Oh, hey, we have people already. How are y'all doing? How's the harping out yonder? How are things? Hi, Nick Coleman. How you doing, Bailey Little? I am well. Hey, Joe. How you doing? Hey, Joe. Yeah, I'm good here as well. I've really been getting down on this. This is not. I don't know. I went through this thing where this phase when I first started harping. Hey, good day, everyone. Boz says. I went through this thing where when I first started harping, I wanted the most saturated, the most loudest, the most sensitive harps I could get, especially the most shiniest harps I could get, the mostliest. And then I went through this phase where I'm getting into like Gorka Morchang, which there's almost no saturation. And somebody says I love. Oh yeah, I love to be asked questions. I love to get asked questions I don't know the answer to, so that it forces me to go out and collect the answer. Because if you think of something and I don't know what it is, I'm like, I've got to figure out what it is, or ask somebody, or do some plan and figure it out. But anyways, I went through this phase where I wanted the most saturated, the most loudest instruments, and then I got into some instruments like the Gork and the Morchang, where there's no saturation. I went through this phase where there's wood, playing lots of wooden instruments. Now I'm going through a phase of playing melodious or melodic style instruments that aren't very sensitive. I was really getting down on this harp, and also a harp I've overlooked in the past, the Whitlow. I've always wrote the Whitlow off as just being not a good harp. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do on a Whitlow. There's not a lot of volume though. What I like about these little harps, and I wish I could get more. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get more. I messaged Steve Kinwald to see if he had any more. I don't know if they're being produced. He went to three different villages. Somebody said, "Hey Jamie, I just want to." Oh, no problem. Yeah, you were selected for a gift harp. I think I threw in a Salagi Chancellor Nova. Good harp. But anyways, he went to like three different villages, and on the third village, the villagers, most of them didn't even know about these. So I don't know if somebody there was making them and they didn't know about them, or if they were just stashed somewhere from antiquity. But I'm hoping to get more of them. They're tiny. You think it'd be high in tone, but it's really really low. No, another place, one more place has them that I know of. Danmoy.com I think has some of them as well. They're not cheap because they're a pretty rare instrument. But if you're getting into the instruments that aren't very loud and those type of qualities of good instruments, check these out. These are cool. But I think danmoy.com got them from Steve Kinwald as well. Steve Kinwald is one of my favorite players. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, do it. There's one on there called like Evening Morsing or something that's just absolutely mind blowing. Do I know where to find Susap? Yes, Steve Kinwald. Shoot him a message. I did have some Susap and I sold a few of them to my friends. I kept them. I sat on the Susap for like 6 or 8 months because I got them in and I just didn't even know um, how to play them. I'm still. This is one I'm going to work on in the future, but. And you use it, I believe, like a fulcrum. And that's still a work in progress for me. I have a couple of nights played and really got down on them, but I haven't played it in a couple of days, and it does require quite a bit of skill and also a little bit of freeness, a little bit of letting go. Yeah, shoot Steve Kinwald a message. His name is spelled with two E's, Steev, and his last name is Kindwald, like Kindwald. Yep, just like that. Steve Kinwald. And this is an interesting thing, these are, because the reeds narrow at the back, then it swells out in the center, and it gets smaller like some of the early American. And I don't have a good example of an early American harp. They also would do this. I don't know if that creates a stain or builds up resonance or what the purpose of that was. But I like that quality. It gives it like this cowboy, I'm going to say droning quality. Doing a lot of stuff with my tongue, making a bowl wow, wow, wow. Like if I say wow, I'm curling my tongue up, up, up. But like a bowl. It feels like I'm holding like I've just bit into a lemon, or like I'm holding it back. Ow, 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 ow. The tongue goes up, but it cups, and it feels like you're doing it in the back. But there is a little bit of the front of the tongue moving as well. Let's see how we say. If we were to say wow, wow, wow. That's not with very much breath. Given a little breath, it performs pretty well too. I've been doing a little bit of play around with draw starts too. Not like draw starts as like a standalone thing, but like draw starts, like drawing on the harp while you're playing on a harp that's got a reed that's offset forward. If I just let it die, but if I breathe in, said had my, oh dude, that's awesome. More Changer are fun. They're otherworldly sounding too. They sound like alien. If I were to say yet, but I'm drawing in it, yet, but inward, yet. Because I don't have to vocalize. I don't have to. If I'm saying the word yet, it's on an out breath. But if I have the harp already making the noise for me, I can do it on an in breath. I can do that on an in breath too. There, I was doing the same thing I was doing on the Gangong. Wow, 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 oh, wow, oh, wow, wow, oh, wow. And there's some glottal stops in there too. And I was reading up. Well, actually, he says I want to get good at just. Oh, awesome! You're. I've seen your playing. You're a fantastic player. I'm looking forward to the festival as well. It's going to be a fun time this year. I have to remember on the last video, or maybe do another video, and we know where the coordinates of the place we're going is. On the last video, I didn't have a definite answer on exactly how to Google to get there. But anyways, what was I saying? I was saying something. Oh yes. Somebody on Facebook. I'm on a lot of social media platforms. Somebody on Facebook, a friend of mine, or maybe it was even sponsored, it cropped up this old harmonica player, and he was playing, and I heard him using glottal stops in his music. And so I'm like, I was like, I didn't even realize on the harmonica that you could do glottal stops. So I looked it up. I think I went and read an article on someplace called the Harp Surgeon, HARP, a harmonica website, and it was talking about how to teach people how to do glottal stops, or a good explanation of it. And it's like, just like when you hear someone with a Cockney accent say better butter, that is referred to, I believe, as a glottal stop. If it's the difference in between us Americans saying the word bottle, which doesn't have a glottal stop in it, and like somebody from certain parts of Britain or certain parts of the world saying the word bottle. There's that glottal stop, bottle. That is your glottis closing there. And it was really cool to hear that being used or utilized on the harmonica. So I think I'm going to tell people more in the future if you can do like an impersonation of a British accent with the glottal stop, better, butter, bottle. That's using the glottis. I believe you might be able to get it to close if you say huh and you hold huh huh. Let's see what we can do with that. If we go huh and then breathe in huh huh huh. How would we do that? Huh. That's it. Huh. Out breath. Huh. Out breath. But there's a little bit of an out to close it. And I don't know if that's a perfectly accurate description of what I'm doing, but sometimes it's hard to explain exactly what you're doing in a rhythm when you're doing kind of a breathy rhythm and also some glottis. And that's just holding my mouth static. I'm just doing the rhythm and putting a stop in there. You could go hold in, out, hold your glottis, and then you'd probably do it outward as well. There it is. In the beginning, I think I was just closing like the back of my palate a little bit. I think it's been described before as being closing your soft palate. There at the end, you was hearing more of the bell ring, which is down here. And there, I'm not jumping all around with tongue and mouth positions. I'm doing small changes. One of my friends, when I was just first learning how to do the open close, he was saying, don't jump all around with it. Just take a small fraction of something and manipulate that. If you're jumping all around at first, then you're missing all these in-between places. That's why a lot of the time I'll go up with the tone, then I'll come back down with the tone, doing that same rhythm, and just experimenting with how minor changes, your tongue's in a position just curling the back of your tongue or curling the tip of your tongue or putting your tongue down or seeing if you can channel air in different ways around your tongue or around your mouth, just how that experiments, because that's where the beauty is found, I think, in the harp, in rhythms, is subtlety. When I jump around into too many different mouth positions and too many different tones quickly, especially at first, it seems like things get jumbled up. It just, the song or the rhythm just turns into a mess. So what should we do? I'm going to grab, I want something steel. This one's in copper, actually, which I do like. Copper is kind of, it has a different feel than brass. It's hard to explain. What should we play? Make sure this shouldn't be too loud. That tone to come up, I'm bringing my tongue up and I'm filling up the cavity as much as possible in my mouth. As my tongue comes up, the tone comes up, because as my tongue comes up, I'm taking up all this room in my mouth. If my tongue drops down, then the tone drops down. I'll go up slowly, just doing that same rhythm, and then I'll come back down, and we'll see where it goes. At the end, I was doing something unique. I was rolling my tongue like this and blocking off most of my mouth, but there was still a little bit of air, and I was just drawing in and doing open close, drawing in slowly and changing the tone by pushing my tongue up even further. And then I started exhaling and doing the same thing. And that's the way I get that. It feels like you're chasing the tone. The tone goes up. It's because I go kind of open, close, in and out, but I'm breathing more in one direction. So it's like I'm slowly sipping or drawing on the harp, but I'm breathing in and out and closing. And then once I'm full, I'll start letting that out and slowly letting the air creep out and breathing in and out, just little puffs and doing open and close. We'll start, but also doing a rhythm, a little in and out rhythm and a little bit of open and close. And it helps if you do a little bit of cardio a couple times a week, because it gives you better breath when your cardio is better for some reason. I don't know if it's because when you work out and do some cardio, and if you're not capable of doing cardio, I'm not suggesting do cardio, but it does help you survive on less air, because I'm getting just a little bit of air slowly, but I'm also short cycling breath. Start breathing in and do 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 do, and out and in, just puffs coming up, and I'll let it back down. Hey dude, I play and ride a bike at the same. Oh yeah, I bet that's a rush. There, I got my tongue almost at the bottom, but I'm bowling it like tongue, flattening it out and bowling it. I've been thinking about trying. I'm always going up high and touching up high, but I'm not really stretching to see how low I can get. This is a fairly high harp. I think this is a Gorka medium. Or maybe it's a small. I don't know. The lines between medium and small kind of get blurred on some more Chang. But anyways, I'm always going up to the highest and seeing and touching and stretching my limbs to see how high I can get the tone. But I very seldom do that open close and see how low I can get. I believe that, don't quote me on this, but I think that's called the lower formant, Formant, but don't quote me. I don't know, but I'm going as low as I can. I think I'm going to do some more experimentation with that in the future, because going up and touching and seeing how high I can get on the harp has kind of stretched out what I can do up there, but I seldom see how low I can get on a harp. There, I blended into and I'm going outward, and then when I start running out of breath, but I'm giving it little puffs of air, in outs and holds, in any order, just so long as it works. Once I run out of air, I'll start doing the same thing inward, sipping the air in, and it's really a lot of fun. It feels like the tone's rising and falling at the same time, which probably isn't, but in your head it just feels like it was. And breathing in, sipping air in, but also giving out and in breath little puffs. And once your lungs get full, start giving it back. Muting. I'm not good. He said he was muting it with his tongue. There's answered a question. He said he was muting with his tongue. I think that might be called tongue slapping. I've never really much got into it. I'd be interested to hear what that sounds like. Very cool. But whenever I do muting, and I kind of will go on kicks where I'll mute a harp for a while, and then I won't mute, and then I'll go back. I feel most comfortable with my weird hands, muting with my pinky. And I'm not meeting the harp in the center. If you meet the reed when it's in the center, if you reach clear into the center and touch that reed, it kills it. The reed's dead. What I do is I let the harp reed come to me. Sometimes it'll help. And every harp, it's going to mute a little bit differently because the reeds are different sizes, different consistency. I will brush the top of the frame and let it come to me. And it's interesting to switch from, like, if your harp has is diamond shaped or square shaped, like a square on its side, then you have the center point of the reed is inset. from the front of the harp. So you can touch the frame there. If you have a harp that is like a Glaser and it's a flat fronted harp, that means the center of the reed, the resting position of the reed, or the center, I don't know what other people call it, where the reed sits naturally, is its center point is at the front of the harp. So you don't want to touch the frame here because you're touching the harp in the center. I will brush the top of the frame here, so the part where the reed is has to actually come forward to meet my finger. Hey, Steve Packus, or Paku. I had to do a little bit of adjustment. I was trying to mute it the same way I was doing the Morchang. I had to come back here. The harp wanted to be muted here, so I just adapted, came back, slid back. And if you're muting a flat-fronted harp, you definitely want to use even a lighter touch because you don't have the center of the frame inset back. The center of the reed is actually pretty much on front. Some people are really good. Porky Miller does this. I've seen him do it before. Muting with this finger. I'm not very good at it, but I'll give it a shot. Yeah, a lot of fun can be had with muting. Where else are we? What are we doing? What's going on? I don't know where my other Gorga table is. I think it's lost on this table of this expanse of Morchang behind the harp. Oh, that is a good point. Oh, there it is. There's my other table. The harp I do a lot of muting on. He said behind the harp. You can mute it actually. I started doing this back when I was playing a Pokken. You can actually mute it on the back. Let's see. It's been a long time since I've muted on the back. There in the beginning, I wasn't having very good results. I was too far forward. I was killing the reed. Any pressure I put, it seemed like I had too much leverage, so I slid back to get a little bit. Somebody says flat. Oh, yeah. I slid back and was just touching it here, and everybody is going to have their own variation of doing this. So comment if you mute. Comment what ways do you like to mute? That was really easy there, muting on the back. I was having good results. I used to, especially when I play the Mask a lot, which is screaming loud. I'm not going to play it because the wee man is back asleep again. I would kind of punch an out breath and graze the front of it to get a drum beat. Let's see if I can get it with this. Just wow, wow, wow. And I'm just barely thwacking it. If you do it on a really loud harp like a Masco, it's much, much more pronounced. What else should we play? Oh, yeah. Play some weird... We'll keep... What are we at? We're 23 minutes. We'll keep this going 30 minutes. I'm out of green tea. I'll switch over to black tea. We'll keep the caffeine going here. Get into some weirdness here. Where's the scratch more? There I'm just scratching. I'm and the less you scratch on it, it seems like the cleaner it is. Very, very strange instrument. That is a scratch-a-more. I kind of have dubbed it a brain fiddle because it's easy. I've gotten lost in this before, especially when you're off camera. Just there's really outer spacey tones in it in a wooden instrument, and I'm just whatever shape. You kind of have some freedom you don't have with a harp because it's not locked up against your teeth, so you can move your mouth around more. You can open your mouth and close your mouth a little bit too. What else should we play? Keep the caffeine going. Actually, I'm going to check a drawer. A lot of my louder harps are in the drawers. Wonder what you play like? This is an old harp. This is one of the, probably the first 10 or 15 harps I built. My harps weren't very good back then. See if I can get good results from it. Yeah, there's a little sip on the end. Actually, that one played better than I thought. A little bit clicky. I didn't at the time know how to flare the tips out, and it doesn't compress evenly. It compresses. Actually, this side, the tip of this side touches first. I do have remedies for that, and I've built some tools that really help with that. Back when I made this one, I was using wooden jaws, I think, for my vise. This might have been when I made the plastic ones, and plastic ones were so very frustrating because you'd have them clamped in the vise, you'd be trying to adjust one way, and it'd slide and slip, and one part that you didn't want to move would catch on the plastic and it'd move it. I spent so much time fighting the adjustment of harps, and when I'm able to resume building some harps in the spring, will come in handy. What else should I play? A lot of Glazerin harps in here, but they're too loud. What harps are y'all playing? What have y'all been into? Actually, I think I can play this Liquid Hummus if I'm pretty quiet. Try playing overhand. I have horrible luck playing overhand just because I don't do it enough to be fluent or be consistent in the way I pluck with it. We'll give it a try though. Oh yeah, that hollow trip, that is gnarly. Yeah, she's laying the kid down right now. I better not play this one. It's too loud. These this Burt Sev, it's not very loud like the first couple seconds when you're playing it, but once you get it ringing, it screams out pretty loud. Good out in the garage harp, especially when the young one is asleep. What should I play? Oh, I know what I'll get weird with it. I haven't got weird on this instrument for a while. I want to be sending it to a friend so he can record the sounds for a computer program or something. This one is weird. I'll move the mic a little bit. My little Shure mic. I like this mic. It's easy. I like something when it's simple. Oh, that is weird in every right kind of way, and I believe Giuseppe La Rosa is going to be making, or has. I've seen pictures of him. He showed me pictures of his. He has like a Maranzano that's kind of set up like that with two reeds on it, or I don't know if you'd call this. The son and the wife, they're good. Son's asleep right now. But yeah, a harp like this, it doesn't actually. I wouldn't say that it has two reeds. I would almost say, because it comes off of the reed. Szilagyi, I believe, invented this style of harp. I think. This is a Fomenkov. Has another reed with kind of a counterweight, and when it's struck, I need to hold it up against something to hold it. But this modulates, or this vibrates, and then this one kind of vibrates at weird intervals. So it feels like it's changing its voice. It feels like it's changing tone, and I just kind of drift along and try to follow it. I should spend more time playing it. I'd probably be a lot better on it. I'm just content making weird noises and getting lost in it. Anyways, I think we're at 30 minutes. Oh yeah, that's titanium. That's been heat colored. I think it's an oxidation that occurs from the heat, but we're going to call this live upload. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in again. This is our second live upload of the day. Keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them oiled. Happy to be back in 2019. I hope your 2019 is going awesome. I love y'all. Adios. Bye, Flying Flurox. Bye, Bailey Little 64. Adios. Bye, Hey Joe. Have a great weekend for what's left.